So today I'm going to be talking about some of the challenges that you might encounter while building a personal brand. I've been talking about all of the benefits, but I'm going to talk about the challenges as well because it's not easy. Working with tons of clients who are business owners, I see a pattern. So I just wanted to create this video to say that, if you resonate with one of these things, that it's completely okay and you are not alone. So jumping right in, the first thing that you may encounter is imposter syndrome. Looking up the definition of imposter syndrome on Google, and I have my notes right here. Google says that imposter syndrome is the persistent inability to believe that one's success is deserved or has been legitimately achieved as a result of one's own effort or skills. So basically you have this constant fear that you are not who you say you are. You don't deserve to be talking about whatever you're talking about, and someone's going to expose you as a fraud. Now, I can say that a lot of people actually struggle with this. Even people who have accomplished so many things and you look up to them, they've probably went through it as well. I remember when I was first launching my membership program, I was talking to my therapist, I was talking to my business coach at the time. Before launching this, I even talked to a mentor. I don't think I should do this. This is so not in my realm. Cause usually, I'm like a videographer, video editor, and I'm helping people create YouTube strategy. And they're like, girl, what are you talking about? You're already teaching on YouTube. I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. So, I just pushed through and I continued to create the membership, which I still have today. But just think about if I just would have listened to those thoughts and actually fed into them and not released anything, I would have been missing out on, first of all, money and also untapped potential because I was too scared to move. So if you're going through this, I would say that it requires a little bit more self-compassion that you may normally give to yourself. It requires awareness, actually looking back at what you've accomplished so far and being I did those things, so why can I do this thing? Another thing that people may struggle with is either being authentic or sharing too much information about themselves. And I understand, it can be intimidating to share your thought, your beliefs, and put them out on the internet for the whole world to see. That is some intimidating stuff right there sometimes. But, how I usually like to think about this is that your gift or whatever you're trying to share with the world, whether it be information or, your stories, is that, you're not necessarily putting it out there for you. You're putting it out there for other people. Yes, you had to go through these experiences and you have a lot to talk about, but also just think about how many people that you're actually going to impact and help by sharing these stories and, sharing this information. I truly believe that creating content at times can be very therapeutic. It's just you and you're just sitting in front of the camera telling your stories and you're releasing a lot of creative energy. Some tips that I do have about not oversharing on the internet though is if you're not ready to share that part of your story, don't force it. If it was something that you're currently still processing, still going through, not sure about how you feel about it, don't share it just yet. You don't have to share it. Wait until you fully process whatever that you want to talk about it and then decide if you want to talk about it. And I say that because if you're not completely healed from something that you talk about and you share it, you might end up regretting it later. And that brings me to my next thing that can sometimes be a challenge with building a personal brand, and that is accepting negative comments or criticism. Public visibility is on platforms like YouTube or kind of any other social media platform, to be honest. It exposes you to the opinions of others. I know that sometimes, again, it can be really hard. I know that this thing right here specifically really deters a lot of people from creating content, especially if you kind of have controversial topic or what you're talking about isn't really said a lot. But I think what kind of helps with this is keeping your confidence up and just knowing that whatever you have to say, it's coming from a good place. I'm assuming you're not putting content up to harm the world or anything. So, if what you're saying and what you're trying to help people with is coming from a good place and that, then, you don't necessarily have to worry about the negative comments. And also, if you have 5 good comments and, all these thumbs up on your video, and then you have that one negative comment, it's what about all the other positive things that people have said about your videos? That other positive client experience that you had. It's when you've been in business for so long and you've gotten all these positive reviews and then then you get one client that's like, they're just saying the worst things about you. But it's like, you can either take that to heart, or you can sort of like take it in, and you can, think about what you could have did better, but also think about all the other people that you helped. And you're like, okay, these people never said these things about me. Sometimes it's not you. Sometimes it's them. And the last point that I wanted to go over really shortly was something that you may not expect. And that is actually the fear of success. Like, what if this does really well? What if it just completely takes off? And this is actually like very common. Like, I have clients that actually do think this. And, to that, I usually say, I'm like, okay, well, if it does take off, that's great. But also, there's like so many other steps that we have to do before we like get to that point. So it's like, can we start at like step number 1? Like, can we just script a video, and then can we just record it, and then can we just upload it? Because, it can't take off if we never do anything about it. It never had the chance if you don't do anything about it. So, yeah, basically, don't get stuck at step number 10 because, you didn't even start at step 1. So, yeah, I feel like this is a little different than the content that I usually post. So, if you enjoyed it, let me know down in the comments. And also, if you need help building a personal brand, then go ahead and head down to the description box and click a link to book a call. But if not, then I will see you in the next video.